What's happening out there? What's going on? Another beautiful day. And today is Friday. We're going to start the show here. No, I'm not going to start it like that. But yeah, today is Freestyle Friday with your favorite Carolina Panther fan, known as CaLiBlue. Yeah, this is the first episode of Freestyle Fridays. I like the title. I like the little theme. Brings positive vibes like the Panthers out there. And today is Friday, March 20th of 2026. And this is Freestyle Friday with one of your favorite Carolina Panthers fan, if not the most Carolina, most influential, dynamic, CaLiBlue, LA native. I had to throw something on it. So I got some massive news for y'all to cover today. So earlier, as many of y'all already know, the general manager, Dan Morgan, just spoke to the media about a few hours ago and was signaling that the team might not be done with their already historic free agency tenderism run. You know, how y'all feeling about that? Huh? I'm back, y'all. So how y'all feeling about that? In regards to what Dan Morgan had to say today, because today is Freestyle Friday. We can talk about whatever, but I got something to talk about. There is a lot to talk about and wrap up, you would say. However, waiting for some people to pull up here. Got a homeboy that's supposed to pull in here today. Kind of looking forward to what he has to say today on Freestyle Friday. What y'all think about that title? Huh? Depends who's available. You talk about the free agency? Absolutely. We're going to get into that. So that would be like best player available, right? Absolutely. So I feel like this. This is what I feel like. Look. Here we go. This is what I think is going on. Dan Morgan and company. This Dan Morgan and company cooking up some tenderism, barbecuing right now after he didn't have his press conference, telling y'all that he's not done, and he's cooking that tenderism up. You know, let me take this off right here. Yeah, Dan Morgan and company, man, they're doing some special things over there. We're gonna get into it. I'm looking for a little funny background. I know my Carolina Panthers would like that one. With Bryce at the helm, cooking up some Tampa Bay Buccaneers and company. I hate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, them Saints and the Falcons, but I can't stand them Bucks. You know. So yeah. Like I said, this is Freestyle Friday with your favorite Carolina Panthers fan, if not one of your Carolina Panther fans. CaLiBlue, you know. So earlier today, as I said, many of you already know about our general manager, Dan Morgan, spoke to the media this afternoon, signaling that the team might not be done with their very already historic free agency tenderism run. You know, let me throw some tenderism up there so y'all can see what was going on. I did a show earlier. Here we go. That right there, that's Dan Morgan and company. You know, the Dan Morgan era has begun. The aggression, you know, I feel like it's some of our biggest Panther story in a very long time. You know, he's already breaking a record-breaking spending spree, you know, so I feel like let's talk about it, you know. We done caught a whole bunch of big fish, you know, such as like a massive 4-year, $120 million deal with the new edge rusher, Jalen Phillips, and the $42 million man deal for the linebacker, Devin Floyd. Devin Floyd. I said Floyd, not Lloyd. Maybe he will be like Mr. Mayweather. Shit. Let's hope so. But yeah, Devin Lloyd, the linebacker, is now a Carolina Panthers. And our general manager, Dan Morgan, just hinted today that there might still be a few more moves here and there left in free agency. So he's not done yet with all the folks that we've already picked up around, around the leagues. So who do y'all think it's going to be? Huh? Like, tell me. Let me know. You can pull up in the chat. The link is in the description. Or you could just, comment and chat. Let me know. Who is your must-have? Who is your must-have target? For this new culture that Dan and company, David Tepper, are trying to bring back. I feel they're trying to bring it back, but I'm sure a lot of you haven't seen it in about 10 years. So this is something new for you guys, but I've been here before when we had good times, and it looks like they're coming back. CB, that's who you're looking for, a cornerback? Anybody in particular? Shout out to NH right there. Let me introduce you real quick. I like trains, because if you're out there, and if you're new to the show, please like, subscribe, and share the link. Let folks know about CaLiBlue. This is the 213 to the 704 podcast, and I've been here about 30 years, 31 seasons, all the way here from Los Angeles, California, repping these Carolina Panthers, the good and the bad and the ugly. So you feel like we need a cornerback? Anybody in particular you got your eyes on? I have my thoughts about my wishes and wants for the draft, but I'm definitely in agreement with what's going on with best player available, especially like we are. Let's see here, brother. NH official talking about a vet Mike Jack still needs re-signing, but like Thornton, a lot. Mike Jack needs signing. I need to look into that. He doesn't need to be re-signed this year. I feel like we got him for a little bit, if I'm not correct. So that's not an immediate sign. But absolutely, I feel like, he's my number one. I feel like we have two number ones back there. Extended. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Sometimes, look, I don't claim to be the Panther guru around here. I mostly speak from the heart, and this is rare that I'm even involved in this free agency stuff and acquired pickups. I more have been a fan from once we start preseason, to be straight up with everybody. And there's a lot of folks out there that know me, but I rep these Panthers hard. I really get into who they are and where they come from. I like to look at all, the pressers when they come. Like if you're a rookie, I love to see, who you are. And like I've ventured out and I dove deep into Jalen Phillips, the California native from Redlands, California, our new edge rusher. So I went in deep with this cat, and I found out so much about him that I normally wouldn't do. But thanks to all my Carolina Panther podcasters out there and content creators, there's a whole lot of us out here. So I don't need to go anywhere else for my Panther news. So, and the shout out to the media team out there in Charlotte, because they're doing a great job with all the videos and information that they're giving us. So all of us, if you're a Panther fan, you should feel very blessed that you have all this stuff at the tip of your fingers nowadays. So it's a blessing. So, yeah. So I feel like Dan is trying to create a new culture. And that's something to be said, because last year when I was at the stadium, I saw a whole lot of, wherever I went, actually, when I went to travel and see the Carolina Panthers, I saw a whole lot of Bryce Young jerseys out there. So I said this before, again, that Dan Morgan is attacking the market with the same intensity that he had as a player. And I think most fans that remember him playing would agree. You know, I feel like this man is attacking it how he remembered it out there on the field. So let's get into this real quick and talk about protecting Bryce Young, which is the money. You know, I feel like Dave Tepper out there, he's the $101 second man out there, and Bryce is a very big piece of that. So he's trying to protect him. And some call Bryce Young the Reaper. What do y'all think about that name, the Reaper, for Bryce Young? Me, myself, you know, this is just me. I'm not sure I'm willing to give him that title just yet. It's because it's such a opposite of who that young man is. Another Cali boy out there, went to modern day in Santa Ana here in California. So, you know, with the 2026 season on the horizon, the focus is back on the O-line. And those days for me, concentrating on the O-line and making sure that it's always something to, you know, to put that's who we are, you know, to double down and put your money in. If anything, we're going to have that, because from that, just like people say on the defense wins championships. So this right here, it just makes me happy that we are, you know, getting back to addressing the O-line and taking care of it, you know, right away, especially with the, you know, this is a signal. This is telling you that people like Morgan and company want that to happen because of the signing with Rasheed Walker. You know, everybody knows this is Friday, so I know I'm repeating a lot of stuff for folks out there, but the 1-year deal for the former Packers tackle who was signed to protect Bryce Young's blind side while Icky recovers from his patellar tendon rupture. They signed this brother, Rasheed Walker. And they also addressed the center with the big loss of Cade Mays, who went to Detroit. Shout out to him, the $25 million man over there. You know, he's going to be missed. So they added an addition of Luke Fortner to steady the middle, you know, somewhat. But we getting some pieces on the line. And you thought that was going to be it. And it kind of got quiet. And then here comes Quadzilla. The man with the Quadzillas. This man's highs. His thighs remind me of Earl. What was his name? Earl Campbell for the Houston Oilers back in the day. You know, Quadzilla is in Carolina for sure. You know, he may not be that end all, start all, but I think he's going to help us out. So what's y'all reaction to that? You know, the new power running back addition, A.J. Dillon, who we just picked up about a couple of days ago. Anybody have any thoughts on that? If you do, let me know. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Once again, I want to thank everybody for allowing me to sit here and shoot my shit. And sometimes you pop in and sometimes you don't. But this is a way for me to celebrate my fanhood of 30 plus years by creating this show. That means a whole lot to me, because this is the 213 to the 704 podcast. I am your host, CaLiBlue. Like I said, I reps them Carolina Panthers forever and a day, all the way out here to Charlotte. I not only watch the games, but I go to the games. I get involved with being a part of memories that they have given me. So I'm that kind of fan. Kind of a homer, but not really, because I talk major shit when we fucking up. When we doing flea flickers and, you know, in the red zone, and we doing a flea flicker to come back in the game and dropping and fumbling the ball. Yeah, I lose my fucking mind. Dave Canales, another Cali man, who is our head coach, who's given up the reins this season for picking the offensive plays. So good things are coming. So next, we got the draft coming up. We got the 19th overall pick. Y'all, somebody already put in the comments, they said that we needed a cornerback. So anybody else have any other picks that they are thinking of, you know, with our 19th overall pick in the upcoming April draft? which, by the way, CaLiBlue will be going to. I'll be attending the draft this year, held in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I ain't never been there. So let's get back to my folks out here. We got a new person. I haven't seen your name again. So shout out to you. Extended my bad. No worries. No worries. From low carries, he's talking about AJ, his rush. From low carries, his rush per attempt. Okay. Understood is good. Giving you y'all shine. Panther Theory, what's happening with you? Shout out to you. Shout out to Panther Theory. Back over here showing me some love. Let me give him a little train whistle. There you go. Thank you, Panther Theory. Who else we got in here? What y'all talking about? Man, y'all pumped up with the questions today. I rushed in here to do this podcast, and I'm staying true to it like I said I would. And I'm about to put you guys up on here so everybody can read it and see. But we got Panther Theory coming in here representing. Then we got Michael Ramos. Nose guard left. I'd take Kenyon. Oh, I don't know what the NGL means, but I'd take Kenyon. All right. That ain't a bad choice. A lot of people are on that flavor, taking best player available, but you would take him if he was there. I got it. The tight end, stud. He looks like a phenomenon player to me. And then you say here, wide receiver, if no Sadiq. Okay, just a top wide receiver, if no Sadiq. Panther Theory, you in here, boy, shutting down the comment. Then we got my homeboy from Texas, Marcos. What's good? I seen you in a podcast earlier, beating up on all them Bryce haters. I saw you. I tried to take a screenshot and I was going to show it to you if you came in here today, but I don't think I have it. You was in the presser, and we'll talk about that later. And it sure is a divided fan base on Bryce Young, unfortunately. I am not one of them, but I'm not overly pumping Bryce up. I know who he is, and I'm glad he's my quarterback. I'll just say that. I'm cool with Bryce for right now. And then Michael Ramos. Or I would take KC Conception, the wide receiver. Yeah. All these names I didn't heard of. Like I tell you guys, I don't really get involved, but there are some players out there. Malachi Lemon. I call him Lemon Pepper from USC. USC out here in Southern California, Trojans. And then, Marcos, I think we talked about that. I feel like our biggest need is a true nose tackle. Yeah, there's that big boy out there in college out here. What's his name? Caleb Downs, or there's another. Is that his name? The big boy. He's just like a big old piece of, like a big old potato out there, stuffed with everything. Sour cream, bacon, cheese, carne asada, like my boy Marcos will be cooking up. Today, Friday, this weekend, what you cooking, Marcos? What you cooking up? Bryce needs to be more consistent. Yeah. We all know this, Marcos. We all know this. He can figure that part out. He'll be fine. I tell everybody like this. Look. Listen, Blue gonna give y'all some inside game, right? Because everything in the NFL, we like our players and we love our team, but you got to think about who's running it and who they are. This is a money move. And I'm saying this because of it being a money move, the way I see things. And one of my Panther partners over here, Panther Nasty, y'all, I'll talk about him later, but he's like the Black Dexter of the Carolina Panthers. His name is Panther Nasty. He and I say that definitely need Bryce to just be Bryce and just a little bit better. Like Bryce Young needs to be what he was last year, right? For us. And he was telling me about it. And the more I kept listening to him, I agreed with him wholeheartedly. Bryce just needs the Bryce of last year, and he got to come out the gate fast with none of those turnovers that we had in our first two games last year, because I seen one of them. I was at the Arizona Cardinals game, and that was a horrible game. However, He did come back at the end of that game. But we just need Bryce to be Bryce a little bit. Because if Bryce comes out here, y'all, I'm telling you, if he comes out here and balls out like some of us think that he's going to do, man, we're going to end up paying Bryce $100 million. Forget about the 60 and the 70, 60 or 70 million. We're going to have to sign that cap because if he come out here and ball out, we are going to have to pay Bryce with some tenderism love out there. We're going to really have to pay this man. We're going to have to pay him with some tenderism money. He's going to be like burning up the pot like this one right here. You probably can't see it. Let me take this off. All that money that David Tepper is burning up, a lot of that, he's going to have to stop that because we don't have to pay that man. And that means the long scheme of things, we probably going to have to start getting rid of players, our good talents, because you can only trade away these free agencies, the ones that's worth something, to get money. And we all know that Carolina Panthers history that we get rid of our top dogs. We basically supplying the whole damn NFL with their stars to get them to winning their division. And we don't even need to talk about them, really, because it's a whole bunch of them. Marcos, the wife made some meatloaf and cream potatoes. I was talking about potatoes. Cream potatoes. I'm trying to. So it's like a creamy potato, or is it the whole potato and you just made like some creamy sauce in there or something? Or she slice and dice them and cook them like that, put some onions, some gravy and stuff from the meatloaf. That sounds fucking good. Panther Theory, say I got 1,300 subs. I checked the other day, and somebody else keeps telling me about how many subs are going up so quick. And I was like, man, I don't know. Some people believe all the bullshit I be saying up here and telling folks. I ain't no different than y'all. I just do my homework and whatever sticks to my head. I don't pretend to be one of these analysts out here and try to fake the funk. I'm always going to be CaLiBlue out here representing the Carolina Panthers from Los Angeles. But it's real organic with me. And some days I'll be up, some days I'll be down. But, just like the fucking Carolina Panthers, my whole adulthood pretty much. They've been up and down and up and down. You say the what? Let me get this out the way. I'm going to go right back to you, NH official. Mashed potatoes, but she adds heavy cream to it. Man, it sounds good, but I know you're going to be bubbling in the morning. I would. But anyways. That sounds excellent, man. You be barbecuing every damn week. Every time you come in here, it's on a Friday, and you be telling me how you about to have a barbecue. Truth be told, I have a very nice barbecue in the back, but I don't even use that thing that much. I'll be over here faking the funk with my tenderism, but I definitely need to start again. But NH, what are you talking about? I think the way how Panthers contracts will be done via production, I think some players won't get as much. I think the way how Panthers contracts will be done, okay, via production, correct? I get it. I think some players won't get as much production, probably. Yeah. Big facts. Facts. Yeah, Panther Theory, you think that's facts as well? I'm on one, man. I was sitting in traffic a little bit, and I had to hurry up and get back here. I was doing some things, and I came here. I said, man, I got to be loyal to myself before I could be loyal to y'all, And I say I'm going to be here at 5 o'clock, so I try to turn the thing on at 5 o'clock like I said I was. And I think some people are noticing, and like they said, man, I'm being blessed with these subs going up quicker than I thought. I mean, it's still baby subs, but hey, I'm just out here showing some love that my Carolina Panthers give me back. So this is pretty cool, So let's get back to it. Let's see here. What else we got to cover for Freestyle Fridays with one of your favorite Carolina Panther fans? And if I'm not, I soon will be. You wait till I turn this camera on and I start showing you about CaLiBlue. And if you don't know there is a history. I got receipts in here. Check my videos out from way back in 2012 to 13, 14, 15, when I used to light these NFC South cats up out there when they come in there talking that smack about our Panthers. CaLiBlue don't play that shit. And yeah, so I got receipts there, you know. Yeah, with the overall draft picks we was talking about earlier, I think we already discussed, there's some other mock draft scenarios, or a keep or a trade, like a defensive overload. Should they take another linebacker? How about like C.J. Allen from Georgia or Sonny Styles from Ohio State? To that would truly, or somebody like them, that would truly finalize our defensive makeover. You feel me? Even a safety would be good. And then shit, if we can get to the offensive firepower, which I feel like they're gonna do, because that's protecting your investment. That's rate of return, So I feel like they're gonna fill up with some offensive firepower. I don't care how many badass wide receivers we got out there, or tight ends, or running backs. The young talents out there we spoke about already are like Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end from Oregon. That's who that cat is. I think he's like a freak of nature. He's man, but there's been lots of kids like him who didn't pan out. So I don't know. CaLiBlue just knows the team that's out there when they sign them and put them out there. And then I watch the practices, or I watch the preseason, and I read up and I do my homework on them like that. So, but hey, when I saw this kid, he looks like a phenomenon. Or somebody mentioned, what'd you mention? KC Concepcion, the wide receiver from Texas A&M, I think it is. So, see, I've been reading about these cats, I don't claim to watch college football, only my local teams in a big game, something like that. But that would really form a big three, like with Tedero McMillan and Jalen Coker, the underdraft, Yeah, Sadiq has a high drop rate. I read a little bit about that, but I don't know. Sometimes that's college, and it could have been about a whole lot of other things why those drops. But when I seen him, he looked like a freak of nature. And those type of players, I look at this how you make money, and this how teams do good, and do good. Like Brad Tillis is what he's doing. I feel like you draft best player available for trade value. I said it. If we don't need them, we use them. Usually a number one draft pick, you could trade them. And then you have them, then somebody picks them up in the free agency. So you always have to pay for a top-notch player if they pan out. And most of them pan out. So I feel like you have to pick him one because he's the best at that position that we may not need, but you pick him because of that, and also trade value. It is what it is. It's that type of business now. And that's what we've been doing, because I didn't understand for anything how we were getting all these players for the money that supposedly we had when we started out for the cap. I'm still I'm trying to understand it, but I'm starting to get it now. Yeah, drops, absolutely. See, that's what I said, Marco. See, this is just me watching football all these goddamn years, in this intangible relationship that I have with these Carolina Panthers for fucking 30 years. I call it not an intangible, entanglement. My bad. This entanglement relationship that I have with these Carolina Panthers, and I'm sure, especially the motherfuckers in this chat right now, I could tell y'all are diehard Carolina Panthers as well. Panther Theory say, yeah, usually tight ends take away to translate, but there are exceptions. Absolutely. Absolutely. The tight end class is deep. It is. I heard that about a lot. So I know, my head, I just go everywhere. I'm like a ping pong, pinball machine right now, because there's so much to go on with this Panthers. There's just so much shit to talk about, and ain't nobody going to listen to me unless I come in here on live and I want to spit my shit, because nobody around here, they've been listening to me forever about these Panthers, or seeing me get mad and break TVs and shit like that. Now, I ain't broken no TV yet, but I have thrown some shit. I've even gotten down with some drunk asses in the bar over the Panthers. That was real shit. That was a long time ago, though. I represent the Rodney King era now. Can we all get along? Can we just all get along? Really deep. Got you on that. I got you. We are going to take a little break. Let's see here. We're going to take about a 2-minute break. I'm going to get me some water. And y'all don't go nowhere. Y'all go ahead. Instead of putting this up here, instead of go, for some of y'all know I love this song. I don't care what nobody thinks about it. But this is my song for my show and the Carolina Panthers and what I expect to get out of this podcast and what I want from you, because I'm going to give it right back. This is CaLiBlue. If you didn't know, I hope you're getting to know, because it's always fuck what you heard. Stand by. I'll be back in 2 minutes. What's going on? I am back. I am back for y'all. Let's see what's happening. Let's put some backdrop music on here. Get that vibe for our weekend. It is just beautiful outside. And we are back with Freestyle Fridays. My first episode of Freestyle Fridays here on the 213-704 podcast. I'm kind of digging that. What y'all think? Marcos, appreciate you. Let's see what you got. I got a lot of time on my hands. I had to quit my job. Okay, let's talk about it. So I become my son's homeschool teacher and provider. So I'm pretty much looking at draft prospects and mock drafts recently. Yeah, that's your escape, huh? The Carolina Panthers is your escape. And shout out for you for doing that, for quitting your job to raise your son. More fathers, you know, y'all need to be more examples like Marcos. I can tell he's dedicated because he's been in here supporting me. And he seems like a good cat. That right there, Marcos, I'm going to start at, because more people need to see this. And as you know, there's a lot of fathers out there who are on the short end of the stick, you know, and having to fight and do all this and trying to see their sons, and you actually get to, you know, be a dad out there and being with your son and doing the things that little boys need, you know, young men, young boys, and men, you know. So shout out to you, Marcos. I'm sure you're having a good time with that. What do you do when he's bad in class? What do you do? Tell me. I'm a dad, so I know. You take away the games, or you get the belt out. Don't say that, Marcos. Saying to you. I have my good days and my bad days, Marcos. But more good days these days. Because, you know, as you grow up as a man and if you're a Carolina Panther, just relate that to our lives. You know, there's ups and there's downs, and if you make it around long enough, you just ride that middle ground. Don't get too high, don't get too low, but celebrate, most definitely. And but yeah, that's me. That's CaLiBlue. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we were talking about getting those receivers, possibility in the draft that we're having April 23rd, I believe it is, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Players like Kenyon, top dogs, Kenyon Sadiq, KC Concepcion, somebody said, but what about the receivers we already got in there? We still got XL, who I'm a fan of. I still think he deserves, but we got the new cat out of, from Alabama, Michi, the number 3, Michi the 3rd. You got Horn. You got Tremaine. Because the 1 and the 2 spot to me is pretty good. And we got David Moore, who we re-signed. Man, the list just goes on and on with the Carolina Panthers, brother. Who we talking about? NH official. We're talking about Sadiq. You don't feel like we have a good depth? And what? I'm a little slow, brother, in the wide receiver room. Yeah. I think that's why the big talk right now is also because they're talking about, now I keep hearing it and I only saw a little bit and looked into a little bit. That's why they're thinking about Samuel Debo. Is there any update on that y'all know about? I heard they were looking for him. He was interested. A couple of my Panther partners out there sent me some shit. I think Samuel, the diva of the clothesline, taking over. I don't care if he come in here wearing that crazy shit, but I think he's a dog. Marcos is on the fence pole with Jimmy Jr. I feel like a lot of cats I'm on the fence pole with. I'm on the fence pole with Dave Canales. I got into it with one of my diehard Panther fans a while ago, a couple of days ago. And because I said, I feel like he's on the fence pole, And I tell everybody, shit, he made some bonehead calls last year. Flea flickers in the red zone against the Bucs when we was trying to come back, throwing the ball in San Francisco on the fucking goal line. Every loss we had, he was doing some not running, just running the same play over, and players called him out, like Rico. Shout out to Rico Dotto. He ran his mouth wrong. We probably would have kept him here if he wasn't doing what he was doing. But Dave Canales is a big one for me. I'm looking at him sideways. But let me see, NH, if that happens, need to bank XL, breakout 2027. Yes, sir. The ceiling is too high for XL. He is that top dog. We just haven't seen enough of it. And Rico did keep it 100. Yep. And I feel bad for Rico, how he came here. And somebody told me, because I wasn't one of those guys saying, play the hot hand. I felt like Chupa got his money, and I didn't know enough about Rico. But when he started coming in and doing his thing, or Rico was doing his thing out there on the field, when Hubbard was hurt, I was like, yeah, but we need to give him time. But I feel like the coach should have coached better on that. And I think he should have stayed with Rico and came out, But that's some things everybody giving Canales, a little leeway there because he's a rookie coach, or a young coach rather. I think he's a good coach too, and he's a Cali boy. He coached here at Carson High School, not far from where I grew up. I think Canales is a good coach, but he's soft. At the same time, it's confusing. Yeah, he's like the new corporate America out here. And I don't care who's listening to you here. So if you corporate like this, I think they come off nice or whatever, but shit. Sometimes they just do some stupid shit but I think Canales, I feel like Dave Canales got fired in a way. I think Dan Morgan and company saying, like, we're going to let you coach, You know, you did good with Bryce bringing up his quarterback skill. However, we are going to take the play calling away from you, youngster. But thank you. We're going to let you be the head coach, and you just do that, and don't be intervening with the new offensive play caller. You know, when I feel like Brad last year was giving them plays, and Mr. Canales was messing up the play calling. Because how the hell you run the same play like Rico said, like 100 times? What happened to different type of schemes when running? You know, just dive and up the guard around. You know, he didn't mix it up at all. Like when Jimmy Horn came in, we knew he was doing an end around. Everybody knew. Because every time he came in, most of the time it was one of those. But he did have some passes, but it wasn't. He didn't fool nobody, as far as I'm concerned. Which is why we ended up being 8-9. I like Rico, but he did start cramping around the late third, early fourth quarter. Yeah, true. Yeah, but that's most backs. They getting hit out there. You know, they are definitely getting hit. So it's not so easy out there. You know, running backs, I feel like we can get running backs. You know, we got Mr. Jonathan Brooks out here that I don't know much about. Everybody keep telling me. I didn't see enough of him to feel like he's all that, like everybody's saying. But I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just saying I haven't seen it personally. I definitely haven't seen it personally. In his skill set, and people are saying he's just a dog, especially all my diehard down Panther fans let me know. Yeah, has 101 touches in 5 games. Yeah. So, how do y'all feel about Brooks coming back and be able to be steady? That's what Dan Morgan talked about in the presser today, that they're working out on him. I thought I was under the impression that he was already ready to play again. And they just didn't want to play him last year, which is cool. A.J. Dillon hopefully A.J. Dillon will replace Rico's production. 1,000 yards? Really? Somebody tell me how many yards A.J. Dillon had. I know when he first stepped onto the field, they were saying that he had like 1,400 yards or something. Was that 1 year or 2 seasons? But did he get 1,000 yards in 1 year? I think I've seen that, but I haven't heard anybody say that. But damn, I feel like as much as we get in the red zone and we have a new offensive play caller, that he can punch it into the end zone along with Hubbard. You know, Hubbard still has a lot of value left in him. Yeah, Dillon will never sniff 1,000 yards. But TDs, okay. Yeah. What I was just saying, I got you. I think I have a delay in the platform that I use in StreamYard as opposed to YouTube. So I apologize. It's not me. I'm reading it off of StreamYard, not off of YouTube. So, you know, so that's the big three, you know, with the college picks in the draft. But this is for the grown folk Panthers out there. So sorry, youngsters. This next one is for the grown folks out there. My grown folk Panthers out there. All my YNs and my youngsters, sorry. But this question is directed towards them. And I want to know, folks like Marcos and the cats in here, y'all seem like y'all been here for a minute. I could be wrong. But basically, the question is, who is y'all favorite Carolina legend? Who is your favorite all-time Carolina legend that played on this field right here? Was it somebody like that? The solo talent, all-time great solo talent, because the Carolina Panthers had a whole lot of individuals who exceeded very well in the game of football. and they played for the Carolina Panthers. So that relates to that, but more of a nostalgic, like the Cardiac Cats or whoever it is. It could be somebody today, but the question is legend. Peppers, absolutely. How could you not like Peppers? And for all my youngsters out there who watch the Panthers today, and learning about your team and your youngster and you're following your dad, go back and watch the tape. Go watch a game, an old game with Julius Peppers. That man was so damn good. When he went to another team and he played for Green Bay, he came back to Carolina and tore us apart and didn't care about our newfound piece of gold like Cam Newton. He took his ball from him and threw it in the field, after Cam scored a touchdown. Y'all remember that? Peppers picked the ball up and threw it. I wouldn't give it back because Cam, every time he scored a touchdown, he would give the ball to somebody in the fan. And Peppers like, fuck that. I remember it. Any other fan favorites out there? Any other Carolina legend favorites? Okay. 99. That was a good year. I think you know that about me. That's when I really started watching the Carolina Panthers and really got into them because that's a good year to start. 99 because that boy Steve Berline, threw for like 4,300 yards and 36 touchdowns. When he was our quarterback. He used to be a backup quarterback back in 2000. And we went to the championship in 96, I believe it was. 96, 97. He was the backup to Kerry Collins that year. But then he came out that year. And we was only 8-8. At that time, we played 16 games, not 18 games. And he still threw for 43 to 4,400 yards with 36 touchdowns. And there was a debate about Bryce being a legend today that was going around, the internet. I was like, nah. Bryce has 18 games, and he's thrown for 3,000 this year. So I don't want to hear that. If you got hurt, you got hurt. So I thought that was a little too early to be calling Bryce a fucking legend. That's true homerism, if you ask me. But hey, nothing wrong with saying he can't be, right? So what's next on the agenda that we thinking about what's coming up for our Panthers? We're getting some love out there. Marcos, I appreciate you, man. You was a legend fan, bro. Your old man was a Dolphins fan, but his buddy was a Panthers fan. That's just like me, cuzzo. I got a partner, one of my best partners out there is a diehard Miami Dolphins fan, and his son is now as well. But you said my old man was a Dolphins fan, but his buddy was a Panthers fan and gave me a Panthers jacket and cap, and the rest is history. My buddy was a... So you went against your pops because he gave you a Panthers jacket? What? Man, your pops must have been... See, I'm the kind of pops where I wouldn't allow that. You would have had to have been a closet fan in my household. That's just the way it is. Most of the women, when I get in relationships of the past, they be a fan of some team, but nah. You ain't coming with me to the game wearing nobody else's shit. And my kids, they definitely, maybe when they first came out, I think one liked the Frank Gore back in the day, Roger Craig jersey, and one had a Detroit Lions jersey that somebody bought them. But I let them rock it, but they was real little. But yeah, they quickly found out that we're not doing that no more. He was like, uncle. But yeah, you still trumping your uncle over your pops. That must have been a blown to your pops. Or he was one of those pops where like, you do you, which I can respect. But yeah, man. Other than that, Carolina, what else we got coming up here? We got the Hall of Fame game for the first preseason game. We got all the teams that we're going to play. However, we don't have a schedule. Y'all know that comes out like the middle of, is it May? I believe. But yeah, we got the Hall of Fame game, that's exciting news, especially because they're playing this year. You know, that an honor, and it's an honor in my humble opinion to be playing in that. You know, being a OG Panther here. You know, so especially they got it'll be nice if we win that game. You know, for Luke Kuechly's legend enshrinement, because he will be there. You know, he definitely will be there. So, yeah, this game is going to be played, and they play it in Canton, Ohio, so we'll be Ohio bound and Hall of Game for the summer. I mean, that's the first game, and we're going to see people, all our players for the first time probably going to play that game. I already hear people like Kenny Pickett, we're going to see, or Bryce going to play most of it. But that's pretty cool. At first I thought we were going to play like in Paris somewhere, possibly. But those type of things are exciting for me, that we're included in all this stuff, because we never get any love by the media, but a lot of people trying to show us some love. Like, I forget this podcast. Y'all know who they are. The youngsters with McCoy, Shady McCoy, these Panther haters. If I ever seen any of those cats, man, they better not come to my barbecue, because I'm gonna put a Falcon, a Saint, and a Tampa Bay Buccaneer in the sauce and serve that up to those cats, because man, they hate the Panthers, bro. There's one of them, he trying like to be a down low Panther, but the rest of them, they are the worst besides Stephen A. Smith. They are the worst, and I wanted to bring them up, on Freestyle Friday. That's my Freestyle Friday, talking about the haters. Y'all need to get up out of here. All the news that's going on out there, we don't need that. So we're keeping busy, and we don't feel like we're being neglected, because we are following each other, and that's what I'm seeing out there between our Panther fan base. Phone battery is I killed your battery? No problem, buddy. Thank you, Marcos, for stopping by, because come back next week. I don't do the weekends unless something spectacular happens, but it's Monday through Friday for me. Monday through Friday. Check this out. CaLiBlue cooking it up. Cooking up some of them Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Well, what else did I create out there? I wanted to talk about something else too. In Freestyle Friday, what I noticed when I was watching the Carolina Panthers press with Dan Morgan, presser, whatever you want to call it. I noticed in the chat, there was a division on Panthers, and they were just talking shit back and forth to each other. Born and raised, let's see, it only shows so much here on my phone. Like this person right here said, I've been a Carolina Panther since '95. I'm telling y'all, Bryce is not getting Charlotte a championship. This is the kind of shit you see in the Carolina Panthers chat with the general manager is talking. And I picked up on it, and I'm just watching. So I said, I'm going to screenshot it, and I'm going to talk about these folks. Y'all need to chill the fuck out with all that fighting between each other's and you Panther. Who cares? You don't have no say in it. You don't have no control of it. Yes, you have a view. You have your, your feelings about it. Yeah, we got to have some fried. I don't know if I want to eat some of them fried, dirty-ass birds, But, hey, I will say this. They love baby Bryce. Them Falcons love some baby Bryce. Don't they? Don't they, 40 East Trill? Thanks for stopping by, cuzzo. This is what we be doing with them. Look, we put their ass like right here. We put some of them along with the thing. I don't want no bucks on my grill, cuz I ain't fucking with the buck. I don't eat that shit. You know, I don't fuck with the Bucks. If y'all didn't know, now you know. And fuck what you heard. Because I'm telling you, I don't fuck with the Bucks. Facts. Big facts over here. I say that put my chest out. And yeah, man, back in the day, it used to be some classic legend games that come to my head in regards to the fucking Tampa Bay. When we played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they used to have this running back that was balling. Must be shout out to him, Cadillac Williams. If y'all don't know, go check him out. But yeah, he was somebody, you know, to keep your eyes on when we played against him because he was balling. And I remember one game we rocked the man. Man, we hit that dude so fucking hard. Man, it fucked up his career, actually. Real life. It was one of them, you know, one of them hits where he got, I think his leg went out from under him. And yeah, it fucked up his career. Cadillac Williams hit the Carolina Panther game. Y'all go check that out on YouTube. The Cadillac Williams hit by the Carolina Panthers. I don't remember who it was that rocked him, but I remember that. Because I used to hate them. I still do. But I really hated them back then. For personal reasons. But yeah, man, there's so much to talk about here, you know, and all the nostalgia that's coming back. I feel like the grown folks that have taken over for the Carolina Panthers. They said enough of this 10-year drought shit because, motherfucker, for the last 10 years, we are the 4th worst team in the NFL. Facts. Google it. I forget the scenario, the game number, the win and loss, but we are the 4th most losingest team in the last 10 years. Damn, it's been long. You know? Somebody say, well, we're not the Cleveland Browns. Hell no, we're not the Cleveland Browns. We're the Carolina Panthers. But when they say stuff like that, I'll say, well, you know, we used to knock motherfuckers in the mouth like we about to do again. And I can hold my head up high, just like it happened last year in the playoff games. It was very nostalgic for me because although we lost that game and we should have won it, we played good and we played hard. And we fucking, you know, horseshoes, you don't get no points for playing horseshoes, you know. And we lost for many reasons. But enough of the haterism on my coaches. Because I'm here to support the Panthers. I see a whole lot of Panther good shit going on over here. So, you know, protecting Bryce Young, all these players that we bringing in here, you know, Rasheed Walker, Stone, whatever the fuck his name is, you know. People who's, you know, when Icky come back, they say he gonna come back, but we never know about that. But we got a lot of depth out there. Let me see, look at some of this shit real quick, but it doesn't populate on the phone like it does for the viewers out there. Do I still have it in here? There it is. Y'all see that? Look at that offensive line. We got Brady Christensen, you know, as well. I think we need to sign him, you know, behind Taylor Moton. I know he's going to retire. Somebody tell me exactly how many years does he really have left, you know? And Robert Hunt got backup for him with Mr. Charles behind him. And we got the Luke, the new signing, with Nick Somnick behind him. We got some depth back there. Damian Lewis, Chandler Savalas. Yeah, I know about Chandler Savalas. And then we got Rasheed Walker and Stone Forsythe are both new, you know, pickups that we got. So we got an offensive line, once again, y'all. But even before they get out there, we got motherfuckers like that. If you don't believe that, you know, I don't know what to tell you. Really don't. But things are definitely trending upwards. I've been in here for about an hour. And this stuff pissed me off earlier. Seeing our own fans fighting with each other on our channel, you know, on the Carolina, with your GM talking and you guys are acting like fucking baby kids in the chat while the principal is talking and y'all in the chat going at it. Little Yeah, y'all be tripping in the chat on your own, at your own fucking presser, talking about something y'all don't got no control over. Bryce Young or this player or that player, you know. It's all suggested. And but I found that to be something to talk about. And I'm here to put y'all on notice. You know. I'm putting y'all on Front Street. You know, this isn't all the people that were doing it, but I'm not really showing the name, but I'm letting everybody know. That was fucking embarrassing. And it seems to happen a lot more frequently. And I'm like, I get it, but at the same time, at the end of the day, you're going to be watching the Panthers if you're a fan. And how do you like not root for the player that's on your team? That's some Tampa Bay Buck shit. We don't do that in the NFC South. We especially don't do it for this team right here. Stop that shit. Stop it. You know? Yesterday I did a show about podcasters versus the fans in the chat, you know. And some would say, you know, you ain't a real fan if you charging for money, you know, super stickers, put it in the Cash App, shit like that. But if you ain't a podcaster and you the low tier like I am, and a lot of us are here, you're not making no money, I see why you do it. But I understand both sides. You know, when people have so much passion for a team, especially my Carolina Panthers, they be looking at some of us like, you know, my money belongs to the Carolina Panthers. Well, you ain't got to pay for a super chat. You ain't got to, you know, but some people feel like it's a little too much. And I'm telling y'all this because I was in the grocery store yesterday, and I told a dude that I had a podcast that I was bringing back and starting up to do, and the first thing out of his mouth, it wasn't because he knew I was a Panther fan. It wasn't. He said, "Oh, so you there to support your team, and that's really good." The first thing out of his mouth was, "You trying to go after some of that Cash App money?" So I was like, I felt a little bit offended. You know, do I look like I need money, motherfucker? Anyway. But the end all, let me get back to today. And I just felt like, no, that's not what it's about for me. This is more like an escape. And it's a blessing that I could be here talking about my Panthers again on a positive note. You know, sitting here in the back, in my backyard having a barbecue, talking about the Panthers is killing it in the NFL free agency draft with tenderism. You know, all the way here from Los Angeles, California. And if you didn't know, y'all listening to CaLiBlue. And this is the 213 to the 704 podcast. And I've been repping the Carolina Panthers for more than 30 years. 31 seasons. My decision to become a Carolina Panthers was a grown man's decision. I wasn't born into it. Did nobody talk me into it? Well, I feel like the Carolina Panthers, you know, they wanted me. Because they showed me, you know, they showed me that they wanted me. So a nigga like me, youngster, now elder, overall good guy, I say I am now. Because I can listen more than I can. If somebody getting, I can sit there and take it and listen and walk away. But yeah, the Carolina Panthers, man, are something special for a lot of us. Like Mr. Dan Morgan is trying to do, being a former player and trying to get back to the nostalgia of, what the hell, I just looked at this page. Look at that man wearing a bathing suit right there. AI be tripping. But CaLiBlue don't hold no shit. I tell it like it is. The Carolina Panthers have a gentleman like this on our cheerleading squad. If y'all don't know, now you know. And fuck what you heard. Go Google it. And shout out to all my Panther fans. I don't care where you come from. You know, I have a song called Show Me Love that I always use for my promo, my intro, and my outro. And I feel like those words by Robin S. is so fitting for my show and for Carolina Panthers fans and me, like speaking to you guys when you come in here, show me love. Because words are so easy to say, but I need you to like, share, and engage in the chat. And show me love. Show me some of that Panther love. Come with your heart and your hands. This is what they say. This is what the song is. 1992, that song came out. That's our cheerleader. He's not there anymore. Thank you, 40. He's Trill. What you mean he's not there? He was there last year? Cuzzo, he was there last year. And thank you for telling me about Motown with 2 more years. That's what I thought it was, 2 more years. So 2027, we going to be all right because we got a lot of picks. There's a lot of good players in college that's going to be coming out, quarterbacks as well. Hint, hint. I'm just saying, some good ones out there. And if y'all didn't hear me earlier, I was saying that I just need Bryce. I am a Bryce fan supporter. I think the kid has elevated his game. He showed us what he can do and what he's about. He just hasn't been consistent, blah, blah, blah. Same old shit. But at the end of the day, I just need Bryce to be the Bryce of last year. 3,000 yards, however many touchdowns he got. I don't want to be 8-9 because I think if he comes out the gate not doing the bullshit he did before, we'll get more wins. Well, I'm going to talk about the schedule a little bit too. I think we'll get those extra wins if Bryce can be just a little better than we were last year. You understand? If he's just a little bit better than he was last year, we good. I don't want the Bryce. I do, but I don't. I don't want the Bryce that's going to come out and ball out and prove all y'all wrong and come out throwing for 3,800 yards and fucking, 26 touchdowns. Because that Bryce, if that happens, yeah, we go into the playoffs and we going deep in the run, possibly get to the ship. But if that happens, we're going to have to pay Bryce a whole fucking country worth of money. We're going to have to pay him some soccer money for them rich soccer teams, 100 and something, I truly believe that. And I think some teams out there will be willing to take Bryce. But so I don't want that to happen because what happens if we have to pay Bryce a whole bunch of money? All them solid players we got, them free agency players we just picked up because I know they're going to play good. And then we got people like Tet and, on our cornerbacks, J.C. Horn, all the good players out there, Mo Rig that are, making our team be something, Derek Brown. There's a possibility we can get rid of their ass and trade their ass. That's how they're going to keep money. That's just my opinion. Let's see. Oh, he's talking about our cheerleader that we had. You see, but he's gone now. He even made it a big deal saying they did him wrong. Hey, he ain't the first one and he ain't going to be the last one. Even our players talk about that shit to this day. D'Angelo Williams, even Julius Peppers said shit. And we got Steve Smith out here running his goddamn mouth out there here from LA. I know my cousins played with him at Santa Monica College. So I've actually got into it about Steve Smith. I got into squabbles when I was young with my own family members because they were talking major shit about Steve Smith. But I guess they were correct. They were basically saying he was an asshole. And but most folks, if you're born in LA, especially from the hood, and he was young, so how else do you think it's gonna be? It was rough for motherfuckers out here. You're talking to one of them. Glad to be here. But anyways, I'll be going on tangents when certain stuff come up again. But the culture is definitely changing back to a positive, more so, I'd say. Would y'all agree with that? Would y'all agree that it is definitely changing to a positive over an overall sense? Yeah, I heard that with Ashawn Robinson. Me personally, like Rico and Ashawn, they just trying to cause some attention. I think they blew Rico's out of proportion. And I'm kind of like feeling where Rico's coming from because I think that was a big mistake by Dave Canales. he didn't know what to do. He definitely should have stayed with Rico. And Rico was balling out of control. And then he fucked up his mojo by trying to alternate and running the same damn plays. But Rico didn't know how to handle it as a professional and learn to keep his mouth closed, because the money he got, I felt like we could have gave him 2 years for the same amount of money. Possibly, at least what in the beginning, the grand schemes after the season ended, Dan Morgan had said he don't got no problem with Rico, but then Rico started putting charts out there, talking about how many times he ran the same goddamn play. But I just said he had a circle. He didn't like putting nothing on it. I think they blowing that out, as he should. Shit. You know, Steve Smith used to say the same goddamn thing. Steve Smith came back here and lit our asses up with 2 touchdowns against us playing for the Ravens. Y'all remember that? You know, these are top dogs. You know, a lot of the top dogs, they don't play by the rules, and they definitely don't keep their mouth closed. The ones with the rough edges. Not everybody is a fucking Tom Brady type of attitude. You know, so I don't have no problem with that. But Ashawn Robinson, I saw what he said. He not with them Bucks. I can't stand the Bucks, so I want Quadzilla to go show him what's happening. So when the season comes up, we play them. Yeah, let's see what Ashawn could do with Quadzilla, you know, and Hubbard. You know, Hubbard ain't nothing soft to talk about. You know, he is definitely not soft as ice cream. You feel me? 40 East Trill. But it's a whole lot of stuff going on. I forget what I said. I said I was going to talk about some things with some players. But yeah, I've been in here for a little minute. I guess I'm going to stay in here for another 30 or so. It'll come back to me what I want to talk about. What about y'all? Y'all got any shit on? I know what I want to do right now. Absolutely. I saw this today, y'all, when I woke up, and I'm sure y'all as well. I'm going to take this down. And I want to give my respect to somebody who passed away today. You know? And for my viewers who are watching out there and you just logged in or you just saw some or the algorithm brought you this way, once again, you are listening to the 213 to the 704 podcast. I am the host, CaLiBlue. I represent the Carolina Panthers for more than 30 years. 31 seasons. Check the receipts. I've been on YouTube probably since 2012. I used to make videos, you know, going at it with NRC rivals and other teammates, other team members, making videos, talking shit, defending the Carolina Panthers, all the way here from Los Angeles, California. One day when I started doing my contact with the videos, showing my face with my podcast set and creating such content for entertainment, giggles and laughs and interviews all the way here and in between to Charlotte, I would talk about my history and how I really became a Panther fan today and how I'm proud to be a Panther, a Carolina Panther fan, a family member. Because if y'all really think about who you are and when you represent these Carolina Panthers, always been a small market team. You spend 30 years or however long y'all been fans every Sunday watching these Carolina Panthers on TV or at the game or however you can on the radio. There was a few years there where I could only watch them listening to them on the radio. Couldn't find them, so I would listen to them on the radio, or sometimes I couldn't. I would hurry up and get home so I could see highlights, or I record it, had to work, come back and watch it. I was one of those cats where don't tell me the fucking score. That's my nostalgic legend memory that I have. Like, you couldn't tell me the score on Sunday because sometimes I had to work, and I told my family or partners, whoever's around me, I don't want to know, and I'd be hiding from people just staying at my work. That's why I was so good at my job for a little bit on Sundays. Just stay in there and not come out. But yeah, man, it's been those kind of years, and it's a pleasure to be able to talk to people. And then you meet somebody new, from a new Panther fan from anywhere. The blessing of being here online and be able to talk to these Panther fans I'm trying to get out. It could be anybody. I've gone to games and I've met people from Europe, from Japan. I got a Japanese homeboy from fucking Japan, y'all, who is a diehard Carolina Panther fan. I met him in San Francisco at the Candlestick Park when the 49ers used to play at Candlestick. I have people from Middle East, white, black, purple, Jamaicans, Haitians, like our new signing, Jalen Phillips. That boy is Haitian or part Haitian with his musical talents. Y'all check out my live that I did a few days ago about Jalen Phillips. I think it's pretty good because I went real deep in on who he is and found out some very interesting things about Jalen Phillips and how he aligns with our Panther greats out there, being so musically inclined. You know, he went to school for it when he stopped playing in college from UCLA. His family members, his grandfather was a famous conductor. His pops was or is a violinist. Jalen went to school. He's been playing the piano since he was a youngster. Like I said, from Cali out here. Dropped out, went to Los Angeles Community College over there, and took some music class, industry, like, you know, lyricists and how to become an engineer and producing, stuff like that. So he fits the type of mold that a lot of the players that we are looking to bring back here have this in common. Musically inclined, like Christian McCarver. Y'all know he played the music, played the piano. Jonathan Stewart. And then my favorite one is, people that don't like to talk about it, is, yes, Greg Hardy, the Kraken from Monsters, Inc. When I talk about my players, I talk about them on the field and what they represented on the field and what they did to us. But Greg Hardy is into music, has his own label, producer, rapper back in there. I did so many videos on Greg Hardy back in the day. I did one and covered the whole story with his, you know, when he was with the Carolina Panthers playing, and how he repped us up into the bullshit that he went through, and cover it, and then trying to come back and landed up in Dallas, and then left there, and is now a UFC fighter and music label owner. And he's pretty good. If y'all don't know, Greg Hardy got 6 knockouts. I watched a couple of them the other day. So, and Jalen Phillips is an edge rusher, just like Greg Hardy, you know. And when I watched Jalen Phillips' interview, that's what I saw. I saw a lot of characteristics and personality traits, the way that Jalen spoke with such conviction about his game. This boy sat there and said, yeah, only thing somebody got on me is, I don't have a lot of sacks, right? But I have that pressure. And he says, look, I always strive to be better. And I'm looking forward to doing that here with the Carolina Panthers, with bringing my sacks up, you know? But hey, pressure, bust pipes. I got that from one of my OG Panthers out there, The Voice. He used to say it all the time. Pressure, bust pipes. So don't forget it. But yeah, all these greats I see, and Dan Morgan, you know, from being a former player, once again, you know, I just reiterate, you know, that these are the type of things that he saw, and a lot of the greats that are around, he's getting helped out. I don't think it's Dan Morgan by himself. I didn't said this before. But yeah, I think it's a group effort there. Like Luke Kuechly, Thomas Davis and company, all the greats, the Panther greats, are still around Bank of America, and I think they're helping him out with these picks and the direction, and telling David Tepper, this is who we were, and we know how to get us back to that. So listen to us, and I applaud David Tepper for stepping back on Freestyle Friday. from this Carolina Panther fan and allowing Dan Morgan and company get us back, because he's already proven it as far as I'm concerned. I know they haven't played on the field, but what he has done and what the mold is, I see what he's cooking with. You know, Dan Morgan in the free agency, I said this before, is cooking with grease and creating tenderism. You know, on the free agent deals that he's doing and the Pro Bowl talents that he's picked up and doing the contracts the way he is, you know, people are skeptic, but you think they didn't think if what if Jalen gets hurt and David Tepper throwing his money, saying, hey, go get this one. Look what's cooking this tenderism. That's bags of money. That's David Tepper's money. I don't know how they do it with the cap, but it is something to see, to bring back players like this. Peppers, Julius Peppers, Luke Kuechly. Getting back to something like that, aligned with remember these two, y'all? Let's get some of that back. Let's get some of that back, you know? But yeah, I think I'm going to be getting out of here, y'all. I have been talking my ass off. And I want to appreciate everybody that stopped by and showed me some love. Because I truly appreciate it. You know, I can sit here and talk about my team all day by myself. Whether y'all come through or not, but I think you're going to find out that I'm just another fan who loves the Carolina Panthers, and I think I can relate to a lot of my brothers and sisters out there who represent the Carolina Panther. I will be doing this show Mondays through Friday right now. No weekends. I'm excited about upcoming draft because I will be going to Pittsburgh. But this is the 213 to the 704 podcast. I am your host, CaLiBlue. And if you didn't know, now you know. And don't forget, show starts at 5 p.m. And when you're in here, please like, share, engage. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell the haters, tell all the Panther partners out there. The CaLiBlue is doing something here from Los Angeles, California, repping these Panthers from the 213 all the way to the 704, as well as the South Side. 2 states, 1 team, I know. But like, share, engage, and subscribe. Keep pounding hashtag 51 Mr. Sam Mills. And before we close this show, I did not forget. I want to give some love. I couldn't figure out on my phone, and that's why I didn't want to put it there. However, shouts out to and much love to Chuck Norris, who passed away. For us, if y'all don't know, man, CaLiBlue grew up with Chuck Norris. That was a bad man, and I feel kind of like slighted. I will come back Monday, and I'll give him his proper due. And that's why I didn't want to put the picture up. But yeah, Chuck, man, good dude, passed away. So rest in peace to you and your family. One love. You was doing your thing out there. And me, just another Carolina Panther fan and a person in the industry and somebody who loved those type of movies, badasses out there. I really, really appreciate you. I want to say thank you to you. More people need to talk about folks like that and show love. Even if you're a youngster, if you see your pops or somebody older than you and they talk about somebody who was, and I'm a brother from Los Angeles, all the way out here. But shout out to Chuck Norris. and his family, man. I thought he would live many years, possibly more than me. Truth be told, it's hard for me to get out of here when I think about that. We all have things out in our lives, and we go through stuff. My Panther fans out there alike, some of you probably listening, but we all go through stuff. But life brings you a bunch of hurdles. But don't forget to smell the roses when you get a chance. However you can do it. CaLiBlue, give that positivity. I promise you I'm going to get out of here right now. But, yeah. Life be lifing sometime. Come back Monday. Tune in daily to the 213 to the 704 podcast, starting at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And when you come in here, show me some love. Like the chat, like the channel, share, engage with me, and subscribe. As always, keep pounding. #51. This is a daily podcast show discussing the Carolina Panthers all the way here from Los Angeles, California, in the NFL Football League. This is CaLiBlue, and I rep the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, I'm going to keep saying it. I rep the Carolina Panthers. I have been repping the Carolina Panthers for 30 years, 31 seasons. So, if you don't know, now you know, and fuck what you heard. I'm out. Have fun, y'all. It's the weekend.